Good afternoon, everyone. Passover is about a week and a half away, and I'm not quite sure about you, but I am anticipating a significant new season of ministry, growth, exposure, but more than anything else, the ability for us to really hit on some of the major theological issues which many people avoid or many people unnecessarily polarize, as well as addressing many more current events related issues than we ever have before as a ministry. Now, this interim time, these 3 weeks or so between what happened last week and looking to Passover in about another week and a half, this is when I'm conducting the internal audit. It's when I'm having to sit down and look through things on our online social media, look through different files. And along with that, I'm necessarily having to look back at the previous season. And the previous season, one which started immediately after we relocated from North Dallas to the McKinney area, something which was not in the original plans. We had to go through a period of a ministry reboot. What's happening right now is not quite a reboot, but it's definitely an acknowledgement that a previous time has concluded. But that previous time, even though it started out with a lot of drama, it started out with some trepidation even, I can honestly say that we reached more people than we ever had before. We have more people than we ever had in the season of moving out to North Dallas, and certainly in the season before that, the time in Central Florida. So I look back on it with a huge amount of accomplishment, being blessed, but also knowing we have to adapt to the new situation. In the previous season, we moved out here to McKinney, so we sort of went full circle on our messianic journey, not only returning back to Dallas, but then McKinney. And our family journey, having left McKinney 1998 for Honduras, and then Norman, Oklahoma, and then Central Florida, and then back to Texas. So in this previous season, of course, we had to go through the pandemic. I went through my ordination as a Messianic teacher with the IAMCS, and then got a few years of that ordination under my belt. And with that, really having a lot of solid interactions with different Messianic Jewish leaders, Messianic Jewish rabbis, being able to put your two fingers on the pulse of the Messianic movement, being able to receive some, I wouldn't go as far as to say supernatural impartation, but definitely some supernatural promptings regarding the future of what I would consider to be formal Messianic Judaism. Along with that season, we saw, attempts made to, at least I attempted to try to open up lines of communication with more of the independent types of people, the Hebrew roots types of people. That was not successful. That was 2020, 2021. In 2021, we saw the creation or emergence of what is now widely called the pronomian or pronomian Christian movement. You probably hear it pronounced as pronomian. I was told pronomian in my Greek classes, but and that is something which continues to develop and grow, largely being made up of those who were in Hebrew roots and thought it went too far regarding Christianity as pagan, and then people who were also part of one law. So we saw that in the previous season. But now, what's beginning to start here in 2025 for me is there are a lot of things, a lot of changes which are coming to our society, to our world. The new Trump presidency is going to bring a lot of those changes. We're not quite sure if they're going to be for the better or for the worse, but we do know that if you are holding on to a simple fundamentalist theology or reading of the Bible, you're going to be challenged in ways other people are not going to be challenged. And unfortunately, in a lot of my interactions over the past 5 to 6 years, and of course, our family's been involved in the Messianic movement as of this year for 30 years. So we're not just saying this, we have a huge amount of experience. But the Messianic community, falls back on a lot of fundamental, in some cases, overly simplistic approaches to the issues. And that is not going to fly with the future that's coming. So I believe we're concluding what was a very important season. Do I think this new season opening up is going to be more important? Yes, but I think it's going to be a lot different in terms of the issues, in terms of the way I communicate, as well as how you're going to see me be a lot more opinionated. I'm not going to hold back as much as I used to. I think becoming middle-aged also has something to do with that, because you just don't care anymore. But still with a commitment to fairness, a commitment to equity, but always putting before you, before all of us, the question of the future. Where have we been and where are we going?